Thank you, Dr. Patterson. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to begin by respectfully acknowledging the University of Alberta is located on Treaty 6 territory and respects the histories, languages, and cultures of First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and all First Peoples of Canada, whose presence continues to enrich our vibrant community. I'll be your MC for this evening's event, but before we get started, I'd like to welcome the members of the class of 2022. It's good to see you, even if it's on video, and to their family and friends to the School of Dentistry's 19th Annual White Coat Ceremony. It's also my pleasure to welcome our special guest, Dr. Randall Kreutze, CEO of the Alberta Dental Association College, Dr. Troy Basarab, past president of Alberta Dental Association College, Dr. Bruce Yaholitsky, president of Alberta Dental Association College, Dr. Jack Scott, Dental Alumni Association. And from the Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry, we have joining us Dr. Brenda Hemmelgarn, the Dean, Dr. Melanie Lewis, Associate Dean, Office of Advocacy and Wellbeing, and Dr. Shirley Shapiro, Vice Dean, Education. And last but certainly not least, we welcome all of our faculty and support staff who are joining us this evening. This is the 19th year of the School of Dentistry White Coat Ceremony. This event is a symbolic tradition across as many different healthcare fields. It marks the beginning of your journey in providing patient care. The benefit of this year's online event is that we can have many more people join us, and it will be recorded for future reference. Today, we recognize that you're halfway through your dentistry program. You've worked extremely hard to get to this point in your education. It's important to stop and pause and give yourself a big pat on the back. This achievement deserves a hearty congratulations to all of you. To help us celebrate your transition in providing active healthcare and to provide some insights and thoughts, we have the pleasure of welcoming several of our important guests to give greetings. I'd like to start by inviting the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry, Dr. Brenda Hemmelgarn, to give greetings on behalf of the faculty. Just by way of introduction, Dr. Brenda Hemmelgarn joined the University of Alberta as Dean of our faculty in January 2020. Previously, she was a professor in the Department of Medicine and head of the Department of Community Health Sciences at the University of Calgary's Cummings School of Medicine. She has more than 35 years of experience in healthcare, including as a practicing nurse, physician, researcher, academic, and administrator. She is also a fellow of the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons of Canada and the Canadian Academy of Health Sciences. Thank you, Dr. Hemmelgarn, for your time today and for your support.
Thank you, Dr. Major, and good evening, everyone. It's an honor to join you this evening to share in the celebration of this milestone for the dentistry class of 2022 as you officially accept your white coats. The white coat is a deeply ingrained and historically symbolic symbol of professionalism in healthcare. It represents your dedication to hard work and lifelong learning, but it also signifies your compassion and your commitment to putting the patient at the center of everything you do. It's a privilege to wear this coat, and a privilege that comes with significant responsibility. As your leaders, professors, and mentors, we hold ourselves to the highest code of conduct. This evening, by donning your white coats, you're committing to that same code of conduct. You are promising to build your education and training on the foundations of integrity, ethical behavior, and respect for your patients and their loved ones. This year, you have already shown great dedication in the face of challenges brought on by the global pandemic. And as you take this step forward toward clinical practice, I have every confidence that you will carry yourselves with the same resilience, pride, and professionalism that you've called upon to help you thrive during this time. And I know you will also excel in this phase of your training thanks to your drive and your work ethic, but also thanks to a thriving network of enthusiastic alumni and excellent instructors in this faculty, all of whom are here to guide and support you. You are the future of dentistry in the city, in this province, and across the country. And I thank you for your commitment to caring for all members of the communities that you will serve. So congratulations, everyone, and I wish you all the best as you embark on this next chapter of your professional life. Thank you and enjoy the evening.
Thank you once again, Dr. Hemmelgarn. I'd now like to invite Dr. Troy Bassarab, the past president of the Alberta Dental Association College, to give greetings.
Thank you, Dr. Major. An interesting thing about doing things by Zoom is that we are not always in the same treaty area. So I'm coming from Lethbridge and Treaty Number 7 area, and we recognize those people as well. And I thank Dr. Yalniski, our current president, for allowing me the opportunity to address the class of 2022. As the past president of the Alberta Dental Association and College, it is an honor to bring greetings from the ADANC and to welcome the University of Alberta School of Dentistry class of 2022 as you continue on your steps towards being dentists. Although it has been over 30 years since I sat in your position, I still recall the feelings quite vividly. Over the next years, you will no doubt take in vast quantities of information and learn many new skills that may seem difficult at first and yet will soon become second nature. I want to share with you a couple of pieces of advice with you from a professional regulator's position that may continue to challenge all of us as we go through professional careers. The first piece of advice is a saying that comes from the Bible, and it says, "To whom much is given, much is to be expected." And regardless of your religious beliefs, it pays to keep this in mind. You're about to be entering a profession where you will have the respect of your community. You will hold in confidence the personal information of your patients. You'll be granted the right to prescribe medication. You'll be permitted to perform procedures that will benefit your patients, improve their health, but also carry risk. And these abilities and rights are granted to a dentist. But on the flip side of that coin is the much that is to be expected. It is expected that you'll set aside your own personal motivations and that you will fully inform your patients and work to their betterment. And that means that it includes times when you'll be asked to do things on their behalf, even when it's not furthering your financial goals or your motivations. It's important that you be completely honest with your patients and completely honest with all people, including dental benefits companies, and it means acting in the best interest of all the people involved, and that becomes part of acting in the best interest of the profession. It means being available for your patients in the evenings, after hours, as part of follow-up care when they need you. And ultimately, in the context of dentistry, that much that is to be expected is to put your patient's needs ahead of your own and their wants ahead of your own when it comes to their oral health. The second bit of advice I got early on in my dental training was that you should never treat a stranger. And if you consider that, how can we put our patients' wants and needs first if we don't know what they are? We must get to know our patients, their systemic health, their aesthetic demands, their functional demands, their tolerance, and even what the patient is able to invest in their dental care with time and money. And this requires listening. In the words of Stephen Covey, we need to seek first to understand and then to be understood. When we take these steps, we are truly worthy of enjoying the much that the profession of dentistry has to give to us. And I leave you with this recap that to whom much is given, much is to be expected, and never treat a stranger. Even in the infancy of your dental careers, you have already been given so much. Go forward into the profession, keeping this in mind. Your futures are indeed very bright, and I want to wish you all the best on behalf of the Alberta Dental Association and College.
Thank you, Dr. Basarab. The white coats are much more than simply the protective clothing you wear in the clinic. They're deeply symbolic, not only of the skills and knowledge you will acquire, but of the professional approach that underpins everything you say and do as it relates to public and individual patient interactions. Today, we have Dr. Les Campbell, Clinical Assistant Professor, to give charge to the students.
Thank you, Dr. Major. Dean Hamelgarn, Dr. Major, Dr. Krutzi, Dr. Yalnitsky, Dr. Basarab, faculty and department colleagues, students, family of and School of Dentistry friends, it is very much my honor to be a part of the 2020 White Coat Ceremony for the Dentistry Class 2022 and give the charge to the students who have virtually received their white coats today. The first white coat ceremony was held at the University of Chicago School of Medicine in 1989. The white coat ceremony spread around the world and has been held within the School of Dentistry at the University of Alberta since about 2001. This day marks the turning to a greater emphasis on your clinical learning, and with that comes additional responsibilities, such as displaying ethical behavior with your patients and the consistent challenge of professionalism at all times. Certainly, it was not an easy road to get to where you are now. Late nights, burning the midnight candle studying, sacrificing weekends and missing family get-togethers, and leaving loved ones behind while you studied many miles away are some of the reasons you are standing here tonight. The significance of the white coat will likely mean something different to each student that is here tonight. It may mean a bonding or a camaraderie with your fellow classmates, since you are wearing this white coat along with the rest of your colleagues. Some others may feel it means a lifelong commitment to learning. Yet others may feel it is symbolic of your opportunity to put your stamp on the world by alleviating the pain and suffering of your patients. Your white coat is seen as a symbol of knowledge, authority, and respect from the perspective of our patients. As you shift your focus in your studies to greater emphasis on clinical care, ethics and professionalism will bear an even greater importance. The value and expectations of providing ethical and professional care become even more important when the quality of life of another human being lies within your care and judgment. The white coat goes beyond the education you are receiving at the University of Alberta. The white coat implies you have the ability for responsible, ethical decision-making and that you will demonstrate professionalism. The white coat is representative of the competent caregiver, and this responsibility surely must not be taken lightly. This impact of the white coat is significant. It's symbolic of the power society has placed in you to make judgments and greatly influence the health of your patient. For example, the influence you might have on that young 5-year-old that you held their hand as they walked to the dental chair that made them less fearful. Or it could be how you talk to the daughter of an elderly senior who needed dental care because the senior was not able to talk for themselves. Your own perception of your impact on patients may be understated or misunderstood sometimes on a daily basis by yourselves, and you may not comprehend how large of an impact you have actually made on your patients. So, how will you know that you've impacted your patients at all? Because you will find that your patients will start to take ownership of you. Through your professionalism, you will become their dentist. For example, once you become their dentist, they may be upset if you leave that office. Certainly, some of them could find you and follow you, even if it meant that they had to travel. This example is the kind of impact that provides you purpose in your profession, and it'll help provide a meaningful life in dentistry far more than just the pursuit of happiness. Allow me to tell you a personal story I faced in my career as it relates to what we're talking about today, and as it relates to ethical treatment of patients. Back in 2005 and 2006, I was better known as Major Campbell rather than Dr. Campbell, and the Government of Canada and the Canadian Armed Forces decided to deploy me to Afghanistan. I was one of the first group of soldiers in Kandahar in the dangerous south of Afghanistan. My job wasn't just to provide dentistry, but also perform maxillofacial surgery and to assist in other areas of the combat hospital where I worked when needed. It was not uncommon at the time for Taliban to lob rockets and ordnance into our camp. When we were treating patients, it was difficult to tell who was Taliban and who wasn't, as there were no uniforms amongst the populace or the patients at the combat hospital. Yet, sometimes on a daily basis, I was taking teeth out, performing surgery on trauma patients, or taking shrapnel out of various parts of the body. It was very likely, or at least possible, some of these patients were the same ones who were lobbing the rockets and planting explosive devices. Yet, as a caregiver, we retained our professionalism without reservation and treated them as fellow human beings. These were people with urgent needs, and at the time, we never thought for a moment of them anything other than patients who needed our care. To close, I'd just like to touch on a few thoughts I have about professionalism. Most times when referring to professionalism, we might expect that it's how we act in our professional lives, particularly towards our patients. However, in these times of pandemic, I would like to make the argument that professionalism applies equally to how we treat each other, not just our patients. Mental health concerns brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic have struck every area of our normal lives. As a student, you have seen your labs and clinics modified in how they're delivered. The classroom environment has changed, and it may be a very lengthy time indeed before we can gather in a normal classroom environment again. Even this ceremony, usually celebrated together happily with our families at the Tim Center, tonight is held on Zoom while we all respect our social distance protocol. I will not get to firm up my relationships with you students tonight, or I will not get to meet your families. Additionally, at this point in your dental school career, I've known this class fairly well. However, with social distance rules applied to the classroom and lab time, my knowledge of each of you is less clear this year compared to past years. So we must take distinct effort to improve this. In these unprecedented times, we must take the time to show professional concern with our colleagues. If someone in your class is struggling, I encourage you to reach out to them. Share your study notes. Share your extracted teeth in the lab. Actively strengthen your relationships by considering class study groups on Zoom or Skype. The pandemic is taking an as yet unrecognized toll on the mental health of all of us. And by showing concern and professionalism for each other as often as we can get through this all together. Thank you for your attention tonight, and I wish upon you a healthy and happy career, always supporting the spirit of the white coat.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Ms. Carolyn Barrett and Mr. Arjun Lote will be giving the student response on behalf of the class of 2022. Their address is being delivered by way of a video.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to start off by giving a big shout out to Dr. Campbell. That was really empowering, and we are looking forward to embracing this opportunity that lies before us. My name is Arjun Lote, and speaking alongside with me here is Carolyn Barrett, and we are very proud to speak with you here this evening on behalf of the DDS class of 2022. Now, I know this is exactly how we all pictured our perfect white coat ceremony. Personally, I know there's nothing I'd rather be doing or nowhere I'd rather be than be logging onto Zoom on a Friday night. And again, This is all online, so I'm just going to assume everyone laughed at my joke. But in all seriousness, it's quite the honor to be receiving our white coats tonight as we transition into the clinical world. And given the weird times that we're living in right now, we are definitely making the best of a bad situation. We are thrilled that everyone is able to join us for the ceremony tonight.
When we started dental school, this milestone seemed so far off, but this very opportunity to have patients of our own and do meaningful work motivated us to each and every medicine block, late nights in the simulation lab, and countless practice sessions at each other's expense. With the completion of each of these, we got closer and closer to our goal. At times it felt like we were never going to get there. We were never going to leave the classroom, and we were never going to have patients of our own. But here we are. We've made it. Now we get to take the next step into patient care, not only with our classmates and our faculty to support us, but also with our new colleagues from the Advanced Placement Program. For them, this step has a different meaning in their journey. They conveyed to me their excitement to learn new techniques and approaches to complement and enhance their previous training. This opportunity is a chance to get back to patient care and learn all they can from our amazing professors. Their addition to our class allows us all to learn from each other and broaden our perspectives of dentistry as we embark into the clinic together. Today, this white coat ceremony is a rite of passage, which marks our transition from just preclinical students to doctors of dental surgery in training. These white coats represent our education and our commitment to evidence-based practice, but most of all, it represents our duty to our patients to provide them with the best care. Having these white coats puts us in a very privileged position of authority, trust, and responsibility, and we have to rise to meet these expectations. From this point on, whether we don a white coat or scrubs, we are accepting the trust our patients put in us to do what is right, to use our education, to continue to learn, to be compassionate, and to treat them with the highest quality of care. We are reminded of the oath we recited at the beginning of first year. And now we are ready to put that into action each and every day we walk into clinic. I'm so proud of how far we have all come in just 2 short years, and I'm excited to continue to grow together over the next 2.
And to end things off, I would just like to say thank you. Thank you to the faculty, lab instructors, and professors for investing your time and energy into us. Thank you for your passion, and thank you for helping us through our struggles. And thank you for believing in us even when we didn't even believe in ourselves at times. Also, we would not be in the position that we are in today if it wasn't for our parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, significant others, and all the other people who have influenced us, sacrificed for us, mentored us, and pushed us to become the best version of ourselves that we are today. We are glad to know that we can continue to depend on your support as we move forward into this new chapter of our training. We cannot thank you enough for all that you have done and continue to do for us, and we hope to keep making you proud as we start treating patients and beginning our journey as dental healthcare professionals. And last but not least, to my friends, classmates, future colleagues, or whatever you want to call it, thank you for making this journey what it is. We should all be so proud of ourselves and how far we have come. We need to continue supporting each other through the good times and the bad, and always be willing to look forward to taking on new challenges and opportunities in clinic. The next 2 years will be what we make of it. So I hope every one of us can embrace the day with a ready-to-learn attitude and a desire to be the best that we can be. Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody.
Well, thank you, Carolyn and Arjun, for your response to the charge. So this concludes the speaking part of the program, but before I turn it back to Dr. Patterson, I'd like to thank the organizing committee, Jessalyn King and Julian Cancio, for all the work that they've done in organizing the event and the video that you're about to watch. We really hope you enjoy the video, and we'll share it with your family and friends that aren't able to participate with us today. So once again, congratulations, class of 2022.
So we are now going to have the opportunity to witness the donning of the white coats. These were performed previously here on campus, and we had some wonderful experiences that allowed us to be with each of our students with masks on and at a distance with masks off. So we look forward to this video, And on behalf of the School of Dentistry, I would like to present to you the class of 2022 as they receive their white coats. Dr. Trudy Aucoin, Dr. Pam Chowdhury, Sean Aurora, Andrew Chen, Austin Franklin, Yitong Guo, Mona Ajigadimi, Christian Hazel, Nermeen Ismail, Anna Kara, Arjun Lote, Kayla Tursa, Kamal Zalawadia, Dr. Susie DePledge, Dr. Daryl Demchuk, Shika Athrasia, Carolyn Barrett, Patricia Chen. Nikki G. Joshua Handy. Caroline Jacob. Kevin Lee. Odd Osman. Simran Sarao. Avni Sharma. Dr. Blaine Acoyne, Dr. Jack Margolis, Simrat Brar, Tyler Chin, Cassidy Griffith, Daniel Wong, June Jiang, Ahmed Kabalan, Sumit Kuchar. Muna Osman. Gina Park. Dan Pham. Cole Wetman. Dr. Jerry Thomas. Mandeep Atwal. Rania Ayub. Nicholas Kapp. Jessica Cody. Ross Kalvarowski. Kyle Lesko. Jess McKee. Shirin Sheikh. Tyler Snow. Will Teichgraber. Greg Zobel. Well, what a wonderful group of professionals. And we're excited for this evening and the special feelings that we've had as we've gone through this ceremony. Congratulations and well done to our class of 2022. And we wish you the best and further success in your studies, your clinical learning, and in your future careers as dental professionals. Thanks to all of you who have participated tonight in making this a success and in supporting the class of 2022. And we wish you all a very wonderful evening, and thank you again.